Okay, YouTube. Well, it rained yesterday, and I think I told you I got my axle shafts in for the Jeep, as you can see there. But it rained yesterday, so the ground's too wet to be laying down any hay, and we got all the hay that we had laid down put up yesterday before it rained. But anyways, so now the basic course of action here, the most logical course of action anyways, would be to put this Jeep together. So that is the plan. Don't know where I was when I left off, but I'm going to attempt to pick up where I left off anyways, because that's been a week ago, I think. Today is, let me think, today is Thursday, the 22nd. Yep, Thursday the 22nd. So I'm using my old camera, so I'm hoping, because my other camera's full of video, so I'm really hoping here that I get my view just right. I really should clean that out, but I'm not going to, because at this point I don't have time. But anyways, so we're going to, we'll get this done. Now I know I need a brake job, but so be it. Obviously the first thing we got to do is get the bearings out. And I'm going to do either side, but I'll keep you along for just one side of it. Okay, so let's get the bearing and seal out. Okay, so basically you can see what's going on here. I'm just going to do a lot of slide hammering until that bearing comes out. So I think I will move on. Okay, so the next step here, since I got the bearings out, is to put the new ones in. Now what we usually do is use a bearing press. I don't have a bearing press that size, so what I'm using is an 1.5" socket. And I'll just tap it in with that. I'll show you. You can't just go to whaling on it. That's not a good idea, because you can actually fuck up the bearing, or because you can mess up the bearing. So you got to get it started first. So we'll tap, tap, tap-a-roo until we get it started in there straight. You don't want to have it all cockeyed. And you don't want to hit the race inside there, the bearing, you don't want to hit any of that. So you just keep tap, tap, tapping around there. And you'll feel it when you get it in there. You'll know when you got it in there right. You'll feel at the end of the stroke, you'll feel it'll just get solid. It's just a feel. I can't really describe it. So then we got to stick the seal in. You just lightly tap, There we go. And the seal's in. So now we just got to do that to the other side. Okay, so now that we got the seal and bearing in, check that. It's not a bad idea to put a little grease around the seal and around the bearing just to make sure it's pre-lubricated. But right now we are going to pop the axle shaft in. So we want to carefully, without damaging that seal, without trying to drag on the bottom of the axle tube, too much anyways. You want to slide it in there and you'll just feel it into its spot. And then just nice little shovel do it. And in you go. And I think I went too far. Oh, shit. Because my ABS sensor is, or was anyways, passed. And there we go. So we're into that first one. I'm going to put in the second one, and then we'll get underneath there and I'll show you about the C-clips and such. Okay, now if you look in there, you can see that there's a slot in the ends of the shafts. What you got there is you got a retainer clip that goes just like so on each axle. Now what you want to do is you put that retainer clip in there on either side. I gotta, oh, I'm missing a retainer. Hang on a sec. Oh, it's laying in the bottom of the case. Laying right there. And then we'll slide that retainer on there. Now these fit real loose. And they don't on every axle, but on this axle they fit loose. So you want to slide them to the top so they don't come falling off. Then what you want to do is you want to get like a straight screwdriver or a pry bar. You just stick in between these two shafts. You just push the two shafts out to their respective homes. And I'm probably going to have a pry bar. So we'll get those slid out and then we'll go on to the next step. Okay, so you can see I've moved the axle, or moved the ring gear. Reason for that is the next step involves taking this pin, which retains the spider gears inside this case, keeps them from falling out of place. So we want to coax this thing up in there. Might have to use a little brute force, but not much. You don't want to be brutal with it, because it's anything inside a differential is usually hardened pieces, and so they will actually break easily. And of course, to qualify that, break easily if struck. They're not so much weak as they are brittle. But anyways, so you want to be wary of that. Then once you get that pin in place, you've got this little retainer bolt here that pins into there and threads down in below. And actually holds that all in place. So that's right in the hole, but it's just not quite there. So we're going to get a real light punch, and we're just going to tap, tap, tap-a-roo. Just like so. Just like that. See, and it falls into the hole. You don't have to be brutal with it. You don't want to be brutal with it, in fact. You just got to be kind of gentle but forceful. pull that up, and then you just have to tighten that piece, tighten this bolt down. So we'll get that done. And actually, something tells me that you guys all know what putting the cover on is going to look like. Now, this being a limited slip differential is going to require some special additives, and so I will add that to the oil. That is a special note. If you have a limited slip diff, you don't want to put a regular 80-90 in it. You want to use either the special oil that's made for a limited slip differential so you don't glaze the clutches, or you want to use an additive so that that'll do whatever it has to the oil that you're using. So I got a hunch that you guys know what putting the covers on is all about. Just goop it up, put it on, make sure that your inside is very, very clean. That's very important. You want to make sure it's real clean. Any little specks of dust in there can tear up a bearing and cause all kinds of troubles down the road. And then we'll put the drums on. And note to ourselves that we need a brake job soon. And fill it with oil, and then we'll take it for a first drive. So I'll catch back up with you guys here as soon as I'm putting the drums on. Okay, so we're down to the last couple steps before the test drive. I'm going to go ahead and put the drums on, just as easy as that. What will oftentimes make this easier is there's a little adjustment screw on drum brakes right down here. Now if you pull this little tab back, you can turn this dial and adjust your brakes in or out. Those are automatic adjusting, and essentially what happens is as the brakes open up, it loosens on a spring, and this will open it and allow the brakes to allow this adjuster to unscrew, you know, and open itself up. So if you de-adjust them, if you bring them back a little bit, it'll help put that drum on, help you get that drum on a little easier, because there is naturally a ridge on this part of the brake drum where the brake rides on there, and it cuts down in, so you leave a ridge, so you got to get up over that ridge. So if you loosen the brakes, then you got no troubles. So now we just got to put the wheels on, and then we'll go for a test drive. I don't know that I'll take you along on the test drive because it is dark out, but you'll definitely hear how it worked out. So I'm going to put the tires on, and if I make another part of this video, so be it, and if not, I will see you in another one. On my way to work, but anyways, just figured out that I had my camera, or just realized I had my camera, and that I did not do an update after I finished the axle last night. So here it is, and you don't hear any howling noise from the back end, so hey, that's a good thing. So it's kind of looking like my fix held, or at least did what it was supposed to. So I guess we can consider that another job well done. As you can see, it rained again last night, and looks like it's going to be kind of that way all day. So I most likely won't be getting in the field tonight. But that's okay, because I got to clean up the shop from this mess and pull in something else anyways.